welcome back. My name is irrelevant to the point that you are watching this. Welcome back. It's raining right now, as you can see. Ouch. We're gonna get to some more of this. And as you can see, my inventory is full. I, once again, do not exactly remember where we left off on the last video, just that. Either during that video or after it, I finished gathering all the cobblestone and wood I needed. I don't remember what day that would have been. Let me see. It wasn't that day. I think a fair amount of this I just did so that's the day. So I think a fair amount of that I just did by myself without recording, I mean. And then as you can see, I went to 18 and then just skips over to a few days ago, which I was also not recording because it was kind of an off and on thing. But what I'm doing right now is well, I've been working on this section over here in the Savannah sector because I want to finish this up, as I think I've said before I move on to the jungle, where I've got big plans, but I don't want to leave this behind and come back to it. I want to be done with it so that I can say I've, for the most part, yes, interrupting thunder, back for more. I wanted to be able to say that I completed this, relatively speaking, this section of the village before moving on to much more wild things. So as you can see, what I've been doing, I don't remember if this was present when I showed this section off last, but there's all these houses here, and that's basically all these are. They're little simple houses that I've built. You know, like this is a 2-person thing here, separate divided rooms. This is a 1-person. I would have made this a lot bigger and cooler, except I didn't have as much space as I thought I did, so they're kind of small and dingy, but they'll get the job done. But what I've done more recently is over here there was this really simple shop that was literally just a hole dug in the mountain with some workstations on it. So I did a little revamping, a little decoration, not, you know, anything too complicated, but good enough, I think. It looks nicer. So you got a place for a weaponsmith, toolsmith, armor, and a stonemason. That should have been the one I remembered the quickest. What's wrong with me? So I'm at least willing to move on from that. What I'm not so willing to move on from is some of these houses, because at some point I really ought to make these look nicer. They're just plain Jane. Like, they'll suffice, but I really ought to make them look better. But that's not what I'm working on right now. What I'm working on right now is, as you can see, I added these supports down here because this whole section was just floating before, and I must say, even with just these simple, you know, support pillars, it looks a lot better, a lot nicer. In addition to that, there's this whole mini ocean right here. You wouldn't think it's an ocean, but if you were on an old world, which this used to be, you would realize this was an ocean because of the types of marine life that spawn in it. Yeah, like, see, here's tropical fish right here. Perfect timing. By the way, that is a color palette I like. And squid, of course. And I've even got turtles and dolphins in here sometimes. It varies. But the point is, this is actually technically a mini ocean. And thus, this is sort of like a beach, albeit a kind of a strange one, since it's like desert and a acacia savanna right on the edge of it. But it's a beach nonetheless. And I wanted to make something of that. Instead of just, you know, leaving it empty with just this view, I want, you know, some things down here to make it look all that more bit nicer. So I built some stairs down here that villagers can get down, but the iron golems obviously can't. And I would widen it so they could, and I could still do that in the future, but if I ever do, I'm probably going to have to extend this whole platform out there, because if I try to do that here, there's no real room for the villagers to walk around. So, for this time being, this is, unless an iron golem happens to spawn down here, it's basically villagers only. But I got a bell because it seems like some of these villagers, the nearest bell for them is over here, past all this little hilly stuff and past the workshop. Right there, that's the nearest bell, and apparently that seems like it's too far for some of them to recall, which I guess seems reasonable. So I wanted to put a bell that's closer for them if they want to gather around that. Unfortunately, the weather has been such that I haven't really got a chance to see if they will actually gather around it, which is perhaps what I should do. So yeah, that's another problem, is they like to get stuck back here. It's just, how do you prevent that, or how do you make it that they can get back? Well, regardless, I'm going to go to sleep now to get the weather away and turn it into daytime, so hopefully the villagers come out, and I can see if at least some of them are going to gather around the bell. I put a few workstations down there too. One farmer, 2 fishermen, and I think an armorer. Because at this point we've almost have at least 1 or 2 of every job type in the village except for cleric. And even if I wanted to do cleric, that's just not something I can do right now because I don't have access currently to blaze rods. That's a future thing. But point is, at this point, there's no more new professions we can get in, so we're going to end up repeating some anyway. It's just trying to get enough of each so that there's not, 17 masons and 2 shepherds, Don't want big imbalance. We want lots of variety from everyone. So, and that includes nitwits, because they're actually really useful for exploring, helping the village expand, believe it or not. So, I'm just trying to build a little something down here that's close enough that they can come down and work, and also have a place to gather. Yeah, so here's one of the farmers. They can have a place to gather and do work, and I'm not quite finished with it, I don't think, yet. There's still some things I want to do to finish it up. But I've kind of dreaded doing this whole section down here for a long time, because I've just wanted to move on to the jungle. If you look at the map, you can see I've already pave some roads out there to start work. But I really, in my opinion, ought to finish this before I move on there, because that's going to be a huge project all of its own. But I just didn't feel like doing this, and probably because I wanted to get out there too bad. So when I decided to just, you gotta take it slow, because it's just going to take time if you want it to look good, which is sort of the general truth for the entire village. I'm probably gonna have to go back a bunch to spruce things up anyways, but now that I've sort of just slowed myself down, so to speak, I've got to work here, and I'm actually starting to like it and not be so drag my feet, I want to move on, blah blah blah. So that's what we've been doing, and that's what we're going to continue doing. The only problem is I need to trade, because except for my extra supply, I am completely out of emeralds, which means I can't trade to fix any enchanted tools, and I can't trade to get rare items like glowstone or whatever from a wandering trader, which that's important. Or even things like glazed terracotta for the walkways on the wall. So as much as I don't really like putting down all this stuff that's in my inventory, I'm going to, because I have work to finish here anyways, and I can't trade without farming, and I can't farm without space to put everything I do farm in my inventory, so we have to clear it out a little bit. I think we better get rid of this too. Make as much space as we can. Okay. Still loving the new music. In fact, I probably am eventually going to... We also need emeralds to help people like that Fisherman we just saw, so they'll stay and grow their business. But I'm thinking of buying this new whole soundtrack when I get the chance, because I really like it. I just don't have the ability to do that quite yet. And we're already walking past one of our farms, so let's get on this and just enjoy the music for a moment, eh? listened to this music long enough to memorize all the names and to know what that one that just played, what it's called, but I feel like that could make some really good time-lapse music for something in Minecraft. I don't know what, but that just sounds like it would work really well for that. A little tired. Okay, that's everything here. Although it's not a whole lot, we're gonna trade it before we hit the other storage facility. Oh, a little kid. Hello. You know something? Something is missing right here. And it's really just a decorative item. But it's a part of this build I think it would be cool to have just for the heck of it. So, I am going to really quickly switch over to a different world to remember how exactly it looks like. And then I'll be right back. Alright, so it's not going to be in the exact position that it was in, but I don't feel like I need to be that anal, so we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Start off with that. With a little something like this. thing. And that is something I have actually never crafted. I'm going to have to look it up here just to figure it out. I think it's in this section. Yeah. Okay, simple enough. Ooh. Wunderbar. Huzzah. Now I like that. It's just a simple little touch. Just, you know, we're storing some extra wheat we got, and we got a little target practice set up for the funsies as well. There are some other little, you know, technicalities of this rendition of the garage apartment thingy isn't exactly the same as the original one I made in creative, but the other ones are things that I either don't really care about or it's just more practical not to have them. Like, the armor stands are cool. I like having them in here, and they're practical in one sense because the armor is just there, you can grab it and go, and it's not stored away somewhere else. But in this setup, it's not as practical because it gets in the way of the villagers, you know, doing their jobs and whatnot. So I just removed them and instead put them in here in the smithery, I guess, the armory, the armory, which makes more sense because this is where the armor works. And before I had these in here, the only thing in here was the blast furnace. Forgot the name. And really that's all I needed, but it looked kind of plain in here. So I added these furnaces actually for practical reasons, because I needed... Sometimes you need regular furnaces and lots of them. And I only had 2 in the garage, which would work, but if I needed like 6, that didn't cut it. So I have extras here if I need them. Like for making smooth stone, because you can't do that in a blast furnace. And I also added the armor stands here because I moved them, which is great because it's an armory, so it's only fitting that they should be here. It's great for safekeeping, and it's a nice look for the place. So there's things like that. And then because this is a garage, or it's supposed to be, there are actually, you know, my iffy attempt at making an open garage door, but it takes some of the headroom and it blocks the lamps, and I just didn't think it was as practical for here or necessary, really. So as cool as it is, I just said, nah, it's fine. It blocks the clocks too, which I like having the clocks because I can just glance up and see the time. So that was another reason to be like, I'm good. So, fun little story. Actually, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to sell it. So I guess I'll go to bed now, just to make it morning. Or I suppose, alternatively, it might be smarter use of my time, since it's not that far till morning anyway, is to check my other stuff and see what else I can sell. I'm gonna have to find out where that one shepherd who I can sell brown dye to lives again, because like everyone else, he's moved around and he's like somebody I do lots of business with, because he takes brown dye and I can make plenty of brown dye with all the cocoa beans I have. You're stuck under the bridge or something. That will not do. I think I need a lead to pull him out. He's too heavy to push. I'm gonna have to get a rope and drag him out. Let's hope this works. I think a lead works on him. We'll have to see. Voila! He's out of there. You're welcome. Now please don't fall back in. I need you to be strong. It's hard enough when the villagers fall off a cliff, so to speak. I need you to be the firm block. Wonderful. Now I need kelp. Actually, kelp can wait. The main thing I'm trying to do with kelp before I start selling it again is to stockpile it to use it as fuel. So right now I can't make money off of it, so it can wait. I can sell these eggs though. Make good money off of them. You know what? Let's see how many of these you can sell. Farmers market. I messed up. I forgot I have a potato farmer. I could have sold the potatoes. Durr. I guess I thought, oh, I'll cook them and then sell them afterwards, but no, he likes them raw. So that's a no to go. Farmer! Please take my stuff. Take my stuff. How about this, huh? Cool. How about this? Cool, man. Thank you. Sup, dude? You want melon too? Melancholy. You want egg as well? That do me fine. Beetroot. Where's my beetroot guy? You used to be. I thought you were my beetroot guy. Maybe that was a different man. Who are you? You're the man I need to sell my dye to. I have so much dye to sell. It's not even funny how much dye I have to sell. Like, having a little stock, I guess, is good, but that's a bit much, I think. Thank you. Oh, cartographer? He's a new cartographer. Wonder if the old cartographer's still here. Where might he have gone? Oh, I know where there's some cartographers I could actually sell to. But let's get rid of the beetroot and carrots first if we can. I wish I knew. Oh, hey there. He's max level anyway. We can give it to the other guys. Okay. Who wants the beetroot? Who to sell the beetroot? I know somebody likes the beetroot. At least a couple of somebodies. Where is everybody that usually works here? Dude Magood, you know there's another way around, right? Yeah, there you go. Somebody's trying to get you to work, and somebody's having a hard time, apparently. Because they're stuck in these houses over here, or something. Hey, dude, who are you? You're a beetroot man. What are you doing? What else am I missing? I think it's just sugarcane right now, but I want to know why you are struggling so much to get out of your house. I seen one of them in the house a second ago. Maybe they found a way out? Odd. Ah, there's these guys over here, right. There's so many of you now. It is hard to keep track. So I'm gonna journey over to these other cartographers now. See if I can't sell them some paper. I do need it to craft it into paper. Well, there is a crafting table nearby. Even if it's not right where I need it. Another exploring shepherd, eh? You really got far out, man. He's eager to move out into the jungle, it must be. You're a new guy. You're really far out, man. You know, I could make white dye a thing. Let me help you. Off the tree and back into your element. Would think you ought to be able to find your way from here, eh? Maybe I'm mistaken. Crafting table. That might be another good idea, is place a bunch of these around the map. Then again, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I won't. But for now. Who wants some paper? Where'd the cartographers go? Did they switch jobs or something? Or are they stuck somewhere else? They may have switched jobs. Well, I might not have very many options for who I can do that. want to see when they do their town meeting thing. I want to go down to that beach and see if it happens down there as well. But I have to wait for it to happen here so I know what's going on. How do you even get up here, dude? I want to make that a single block so you can't get stuck. Or at least you should be able to hop down. Yeah. Was that supposed to be their town meeting? They sure didn't do much. Huh. Maybe I already missed my opportunity. Well. There's a librarian down here for some reason. You're a newbie librarian. Well, I guess I better trade these paper with the guy that I know is a cartographer. Let's make a beeline. Oh, tiny kitty. Excuse me. Where is the monocle man? Where be he, monocle man? I don't see the monocle man. This upset me much. I don't even get to see the monocle man. An outrage indeed. You! Yes. Thank you. Did he move on already? He's moving. He's moving! Catch him quick before he goes to nap. Ah! Just a little bit more. Thank you. Now go to sleep. Okay. I feel pretty happy with this amount of emeralds, so I think now we can get back to what we're actually doing as soon as I unload myself of all this. So let's see, we get to leave that there, the pumpkin's there. Everything else comes with us. It just keeps coming back to me, like, I don't know what happened to that original stonemason who sold the black glazed terracotta. But it seems like we've got no choice but to start, because I've searched, I haven't seen him. He could just be hidden in some obscured nook or cranny that I don't know about, but I don't know if I'll ever find him. So the plan on the wall, side note, is that we're just gonna start mixing in different variants of glazed terracotta. So hey, if it's gonna be broken up, at least we'll try and somewhat uniformly break it up. Over a stack of poisonous potatoes. I want to know if who in the world has ever had more than a stack of poisonous potatoes in their world. Because I'm feeling pretty proud about that. Now the trick. What else to do here? Let me see. I can't decide on a road. If I should put a road, and if I do, what it should look like. I guess I don't know. I almost feel like this should be a bit smoother, but at the same time, I don't know. I could put a little umbrella thing here for the fisherman. Make it look a little bit more beachy. Just that this really isn't that big of a beach. Just an odd section to work in. Well, let's see, what other professions do we have? We've got butcher, shepherd, fisherman. We could just make this fisherman's galore. I mean, that's at least part of the whole idea of the ocean. I mean, there is literally no other biome, I think, in this, or no other area in this city where there's an actual technical ocean right there. So maybe we'll just make it extremely big on fishing. We have done that kind of with the center lake, but it's also not exactly the same as it is here. I mean, if you think about it, let's pretend that everyone who lives here is a fisherman. They really, in a way, kind of have two convenient options. They can come right down here to fish on the ocean side or the riverside, or they can literally just take this bridge and come around here. and then they're right out here on the lake, and they can fish here instead, so I suppose it's not really inconvenient either way. So maybe that's at least in part just what I'll do. Let's see. And I'm gonna need more. Oh, that made me jump. Axe broke. At least they're not a spare. Suppose I could just use these. What else makes sense? I'm trying to think of things that we don't have right in the general vicinity. You wandered far to get a house. I guess it's more of a question of what don't we have in the general vicinity. We've got toolsmith, weaponsmith, armor, stonemason. Speaking of which, same guy. Farmers, librarian, archer, shepherd, which probably needs a better setup. Cartographers. What are we missing? Archer? No, we got Archer over here too. I don't know if anyone's working it, but we've got an Archer thing. What are we missing? Ooh, we're missing Butchers. That's actually an important one that we're missing. We don't have any Butchers around here. So we could use that pretty badly. Especially if there's Fishermen. I mean, it might help to have a Butcherman right down there. So that's another thing we could make. What else? There's got to be something else. We've got a nitwit that floats around every once in a while, but I mean, you can't really set up a job site for that. That just happens. What are we missing? I also really need to remember what resources we need to make a smoker. Oh, it's just a furnace and 4 logs, I think, to make a smoker. If I'm not mistaken. I can make that right here. Boom. But what we're looking for is maybe one other possible thing as well. We have a couple of butchers work down by the beach. Hello, you're a new fishman, eh? New fishman. What be we missing? Ah, leather workers. In fact, we may not have any leather workers anywhere except in my, because there's none down here, except in my my living quarters, my garage apartment thingy. I think we've got some in there, and we've also got a setup for the smithery that's right next door, which is literally right next door. So yeah, so we've got a setup there as well, but we have none anywhere else on the map as far as I'm aware. Yeah, I don't even think there's a naturally generated one anywhere in the old village. I don't think so. So there's two things we're missing that we could use more of. Butchers and tanners. Leather workers. So let's see. Leather worker. That's what they're called, right? Yeah, leather worker. So for that profession, we would need cauldrons, and for cauldrons, I think we need a little bit of iron. Get something like, yeah. I say a couple of cauldrons. There's another barrel. I might use that. And I'll probably end up making a second smoker as well. You get a little bit more variety in here. In addition to that, well, we've got the club of fishermen over here. I think I'll put up a spot over here for one lonely fisherman. The lonely fisherman. Let's see. Hello there. Okay. Then I'm going to have to start thinking about what structures I want to build for these people. I think the smokers, I might just do a simple open top thing with like a big counter. I suppose I could still put a roof over it. And for the leather workers, a simple sort of stall station. As to where each goes, might even maybe dig a little of this out. Oh good, people are meeting here. Fishman. We should be here. I wish I had more sandstone material stuff to work with, but I don't really. Let's see where these guys go after their chat. The good thing that we know is that at least they're kind of meeting down here. So where doth they go? Right now they're just kind of exploring. Somebody claimed one of them just now. Strange, it's like they're having trouble getting to them. They might be too busy trying to find a place to sleep or something. That's the strange thing. I never thought, you know, housing would be so much of a problem. It's like, you build lots of housing, and then they nullify that by either not being able to find it somehow, or expanding the population so fast that there's always going to be someone without a bed. You want me to buy Well, anyways, I gotta try and figure this out. There's even a nitwit down here. Hello. Old sport. Let's see. Maybe I'll get a bunch of smooth stone slabs. Shoot, I don't know. Something. Maybe even just regular instead of, you know, cut smooth stone. Just regular smooth stone slabs. Are you just stuck? I don't know why. He just stands there. It's like I've caught him standing there several times. You're... Oh, you are someone else. I'll take some of that off you. As much as you want to sell, thank you. Need it for the wall project. Literally the only thing stopping that wall from being finished is the floor up there. Unless I want to get technical and say maybe the exits, but I can't even really focus on that until phase 2. So, stone. That's what I'm looking for. Let me see. Let's make like 8. 8 stone stuff. So grab a piece of coal. And I guess while I'm over here, I'll dispense with this green glazed terracotta, which is what we're using for a section of the wall now, in case I didn't already mention that. And it's not just going to be that, we're going to try some others too, as we find villagers willing to make and sell them. Let's see. No, that's incorrect. There we go. And then what then? No. Nice. A wee bit better. And you know what? While we're up here, we're just gonna use the wall for transport. Yoink. And here we are. Lovely, that is. So. Yeah, okay. Got confused for a minute. And then we shall, I guess, go all the way back. Because I do not have furnaces here. Indeed. Oh, they already got coal. Well, that's nice. I guess I'll just keep this piece on me then. Excuse me. Lasagna. That's what it tastes. Well, no, smells like. No, sounds like. I'm afraid you only have the pleasure of hearing one of the senses. Yeah. guessing probably won't do too much more than 4, no, 3, 6, 7. So that. And then we'll snatch the last one from here, plop those in its place. And now we return. That's one thing I'm looking forward to is, oh, hi, how did you? Just how did you? How? I'm gonna have to get some leads to help this dude. On the subject of that, I have to see if there is indeed still a way these villagers can get around here. It looks like, yeah, there is. So maybe I should just make an easier pathway to get from where they are to back on the bridge or something. So you can just come up here to hop back on if he wants. If he uses his big, massive intellect to do it. Yeah, I'm talking to you. It's like this. But I guess he'll have to figure that out for himself. Now let's see just what this might look like. They got a nice big butcher table laid out. It could use some supports on second thought. Chickens? Did he do it yet? Did he find his way? It looks like he might have. That's a good sign. That's great. Those people seem to be having a time with that corner, wanting to go one way and not being able to. Anyways, whoop. I need to get a lead. I need, I'd say, 2 more slabs, a lead. And I should probably just keep that lead on me for now. Now there's a librarian stuck in there. Okay. Excuse me, my good herder of sheep. And then the slabs. So far, to my recollection, no one has managed to sneak in there. That is the way I kind of like it. Do, 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 do. Pardon me in advance. Let us get you out of there. Let me see. I think I'm gonna have to come around somehow. Come to me. Nope, it just broke. Oh, but it's cool. He found his way. Off he tromps. Excuse me. Where? There you go. Nice. Very nice. I'm standing on the table. That's Ucky. Oh, hello. Guess who decided to stop by? On the beach, no less. Let's see what you got. Interesting things. Actually, doesn't blue ice emit light? It's kind of expensive though, and so is the dark oak sapling. Red sand's pretty cheap though. Oh, it's kind of tempting, but you know what? I think despite the fact that I want to, I'm gonna pass, because I should probably save that for now. Save it on more urgent things in the village. So now I think I'm gonna make a setup primarily using maybe cobblestone and acacia for the tanners. I think maybe just for them I will go ahead and run and grab some actual cut smooth stone slabs just for them. Many people meet here. Let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's just do 3. That'll actually work just fine, because I've got an extra one right there. For do do do. I need twiddled it. He looked at me as I ripped one. Don't hurt yourself, mate. Okay, then. Crafting time. Tape you by Indeed. That's expensive. I think I like it though. Tee-hee. The Nitwit! Also known as the Night Owl. Late night expeditions, Pooh Bear? Especially when especially when Christopher Robin's not around. Huh? You're talking about, boy? 369, that would be, well, two of them basically. What? I almost think I'm actually gonna do it like make it a little taller by doing this. Excusez-moi. You know what? I'm gonna leave those corners out. I think I thought I'm gonna leave them corners out. Need torch. Torche. Da da da. Maybe I'll put, well, I can't do that actually. I was gonna say maybe I'll put candles there, but I can't do that quite yet because I don't have access to beeswax. Not the bees! So. There are actually quite a lot of ways I will probably end up spiffing this village. Or have the potential to, at least. After I go beyond the walls, because there's some blocks I just can't get in here. Even with the Wandering Trader's help, I just can't get him. But I'm already liking where this is going a bit more. And now, if only for the road. If only. You know. No, I don't know. Almost feel like that would. Well, maybe if I do coarse dirt in modeled little patches, it actually won't be so bad. So let's give that a shot. I need gravel. I actually don't know if I have any gravel here. I do. Cool. So, how do I make this work then? Say, did I happen to keep any coarse dirt up here? No, but I have rooted dirt. I could do something with that, but I'm not sure that I'm going to do it on the beach. I imagine rooted dirt's like the opposite of, cool. Rooted dirt's the opposite of coarse dirt, because it's like, coarse dirt is so gumped up with rocks and it's just so tough that there's basically nothing growing in or on it. Whereas rooted dirt is so fertile, it's got giant roots all through it. But that's just a theory. An idea, me theory. So let's see how this might look, eh? Just to mix things up a little bit. You can always make more. I might add just a wee bit more. I think it's a bit thin this way. I kind of like where that's going. Could even mix it in with the grass. Fishy. Fish in the pond. It's funny to think about how long Minecraft has had fishing as a mechanic, and yet how long before there were literal 3D actual mob fish that you could see in bodies of water and like introduced into bodies of water as well. It is kind of interesting in my opinion. Sure, we'll take a bit. I don't know if you can even put tall grass on coarse dirt. That might be one of the only things you can put on it, but I'm not even sure if that's the case. But it shouldn't matter because it's in the middle of a sandy patch, so I don't think anything will grow on it. I've been stuck in the mine so long, it's a little offsetting to be running outside all day long. He concurs. What do you mean you concur? You practically live in the outdoors. You know, despite this being a beachy setting and not really thinking this would fit the picture, I actually surprisingly kind of like it. It adds a little bit of depth to the otherwise bland slash non-existent road. How you doing, mate? Campfire. Forgot. See, there are just so many useful things I can offer you. Sure, initially, it just might not be feasible or worth the effort, but if you can start the ball rolling, eventually it turns into an avalanche, and there's no stopping it. Save for massive zombie incursions, of course. That's why we've got this! And these. Where am I even going? What am I doing now? I really like how that little road thing has turned out, but what am I doing now? Could mix a little bit of gravel in with their things, their workstations. I'd probably take just like 7 blocks. Sure. That's alright. I don't think I'm going to do that really with this place. I think it's fine. Fish. So now what? Well, I should probably hang around until night to know where and how to light this up. Oh, right. And I was thinking of a sort of umbrella thing, which I think would pretty much be carpet and fence with maybe one block of hole at the center. And I'm thinking white and yellow. Maybe one white and yellow and one white and red. I don't know if one of each would make it look too ucky, or if it would be better to stick to one color. I might try one of each. And that means I have to see how much wool I have available. Well, I've got some of this. I've got lots of magenta. I might just end up using some of this because it's one of the most plentiful colors I have. Here's a question. Are there any sheep out there I can shear? Ow. Run, 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 run. Make sure you don't forget. Oh? No, that's a llama. Cow, llama. Is there a sheep hidden back there? I see a wolf. Cow. There's lots of animals over here, but not necessarily. And of course, if that wolf's over here, he might have gotten to them first. Maybe we shall look in the, what you call it? Maybe we'll look in the jungle. Somewhere, I think. Yeah, there's a cow. Stuck in a tree. Wouldn't that be weird in real life? If some farmer just went out, like in a tropical region, and found that his cow was up in a tree, tangled in the branches, like it had somehow climbed up and got stuck. That would be weird. Probably funny too. And also quite a delicate and laborious process to get the cow down. 'Cause, 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 animals around here. And even a few weird ones like llamas and wolves, but I even seen a pig, I think, at some point, but I'm not seeing any sheep. Oh, there's the panda that's always there. I think he just hides there because he's afraid the thunderstorm's gonna come back. And then they do, and so he just stays there and be scared. Well, there's a parrot somewhere. Oh, hello. Birdie, birdie. Still no sheep. No sheep. Only other way I could possibly get wool is by gradually fishing enough string to make some blocks. And that's not a particularly efficient method of going about it, time-wise. Another cow, no sheep. I was looking for leather and beef. This would be a great time, but that's not what I'm looking for. There's a sheep, but unfortunately, that seems to be one of the only consistent sheeps too, but it's gray, and I want white. That's another problem, is you find a sheep, there's a good chance it'll be white, but you're not guaranteed. No sheep. There's a horse now. Horsey. But no sheep. I even seen chickens. But no sheep. On a side note, that's kind of cool. Because chickens and ocelots and sheep and wolves can spawn in this world. You can see both of those wolf and ocelots hunt their prey, which is kind of cool to see that in such a tight-knit place. I think cats hunt them too anyways, but I'm not seeing any. So, for that sake alone, I may have to rethink how I make these umbrellas. I might have to have just one solid color or something like that. Let's see what I have. I have green carpet, and I could make another bit of lime green dye right now and dye one piece of white wool, and that would work fine, I think. So maybe I'll do that, and then this magenta I have tons of, so I think I'll try and use some of it up, which should actually be more like 4, and then another one, which isn't a lot, but it's something. So we'll take these. Right, it's already a die. Okay, and then doot, doot, doot. 3, 6. Okay, that's good to know. So now I've got a piece of carpet to keep with me. Oh boy. Keep that in there. We can at least make 2 umbrellas. tribe Enderman and tribe Creeper or something like that. Speaking of which, I almost like that idea if I can make it work. That would make 3. Nah, we'll say no. Say no to tribalism. Just you wait. That Minecraft rule I invented, or really came to recognize, is just gonna bite me in the butt. I'm gonna get these umbrellas all done, and there's gonna be like, bam, 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 3 white sheep. Right out in the open. Tiny kitty! Kitten. Da, 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 da. Well then, let's see. Think 3 fences maybe. Oh, I've got some on me, okay. Excuse me. How undignified. There's more where that came from. Let's see, which color would I want here? I think the magenta to go against all this green that's out here. And then how is this going to work? Let's see. Needs to have a block under it. It just demands to have a block under it, doesn't it? Well then, what to do? I guess I can put slabs. I would kind of prefer not to, but I don't think I have enough string to pull a neat little trick like you can. Make it look like it's floating in the air, so. Well, man, isn't that something? That's a really good umbrella. That make my friend jealous. He come to steal it. I guess it's something. There's no way I can just... Nope. Absolutely not, it says. Not allowed. Should I lower this umbrella? That's my next question. Should I? No, it's a block. Yeah, you can still fit under that. Eh. I guess that looks a little bit better. It's not so disproportionately tall like a mushroom. It still looks like a chunky umbrella, but I suppose that's the best I can do right now. Huh? Can't do it. Huh? It sounds like an old man villager. Huh? That means you kids get off my lawn. You're causing me great grief. Great emotional grief. That patty's green. 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 But hey, it's something. I did buy it from you. Okay, so you are stationed. The nitwit was wonder. He must do his thing to um to something. Well then, I'm liking how this is coming out, and I think I'd even go so far to say, as for the time being, it's passable. There are perhaps some finishing touches it could use, or isn't that in fact maybe something that might help is I trail some sand up here for a not so grid-like pattern. Maybe it will seem more natural. Cool. Nice. I'm liking it. I still do, of course, actually. Another thing I forgot is I need to put some torches down. So to remind myself, I'm just going to do that so it's obvious, hey, those should probably be put where they're actually useful. But in the meantime, I'd say that's pretty good. Let's see. Ah ha ha, I did a naughty. Look at this. Look at this. It's every year. It's ingrained in me. Wrong. There we go. Now it's better. Okay. Okay. Let's see. And probably not spelling that right. It's fine though. What is it, a double N or something? Something like that. I think that's basically what we did today, is work on that. Yeah. So, with that, I think we can break this episode draw to a close. So, I think next time we'll finish whatever little is here, if there's anything to do, and then probably work on tidying these cave houses, I like to call them, seaside cave houses or whatever. And then maybe tidy the actual village part, and then I think we can at least, we won't be completely done with all of this in the sense that we never have to work on it, because there's some improvements I think that could be made, like everywhere past this savannah. But I think we will have been done enough to, in good conscience, move on to the jungle area. So, that's the plan. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.